viewers, how's things? Today I'm going to be doing a review on the AGV Corsa R, which you can see in front of me. Just a little bit of history about it. These are made by the Italian company AGV. As you can see, they're a beautifully made helmet. Different graphics, but we'll talk a bit about that later. AGV have been around a long time, since around about 1947, I believe. But anyway, we'll get to it. So these helmets are for road use or track, road and track actually. They're a beautifully made helmet and they're medium to high quality. So they're high-end helmets, and today we're just going to have just a bit of information on what sort of helmets what they're designed for, and some of the features and pros and cons, I suppose you could call it. So we'll start off with the standards. It does comply. So both these you see in front of me are AGV Corsa Rs. They both comply with the latest European standards, 22.05. As I said, they're a full face helmet, very safe. They have a double D retention system, which you can see inside there. So that's pretty standard for today's quality style of retentions. So I'll be just talking a little bit about the material that goes into making these helmets. So AGV come with a whole different range of materials depending on the price range. So these particular helmets are called, the material's called aramid. So it's sort of like a carbon and fiberglass mix, so I believe. The end result is something that's very hard and very durable. So you can just see the quality through these helmets. It's just unbelievable. So this particular helmet, the graphic is called a Caparex. So this is actually a helmet that's dedicated to a rider called Loris Capirossi, which is a past MotoGP rider. So it's just beautiful. The graphics on it is just superb. So shell sizes, let's talk about that. They come in extra small, medium large, large, and then extra large. So they have a really big range of different sizes to suit everybody's type of head. The next feature, or what I'll talk about, is the visor system. So the visor is high quality again. On the Corsa Rs and the Pista Rs, or GPRs, I should say, the visor has a thickness of up to 5 millimeters. So when you open these visors, it's simply pressing the button at the front and just popping it up to a first setting, and then you can just pull it up like that. You can just see the quality in it. It's up to 5 millimeters thick, so it's very thick, very safe, and it's optically clear. So it's called Optic 1, which means that there's no distortion in the lens itself. So when you look through these in actual riding, you can just see the quality, you just see everything. By the way, it does have cutouts inside for someone like me that wears glasses. So you can wear these helmets comfortably with glasses. The glasses have like a little cutout, or the liner I should say, has a cutout on the side where the glasses can go into. Or of course, you can use contacts, which is actually the way I ride. So that's about the visor. I'm not going to talk too much about that. So this one here is a clear one. As you can see, that's completely clear. And then this other helmet to my right is just dark smoke. So you can see that's a little bit different. This particular visor has a tear off on it. So you can see how the tear off works. It just sits on the edge of these little knobs here on the front of the visor. And to take it off, you just pull that quickly and you end up with a clear screen again. So it's something that most racers use on the track, but it can be also used on the road if you would wish to do so. The only other thing I can say about visors, these come not only with the tear off ready, but they come with a pin lock lens ready. So on the inside of the visor, I'm not going to go into detail about that. That you can do some research with that. You can put the pin lock lens inside, which is basically just an anti-fog insert. They work fantastic. I totally recommend having pin lock lenses. It avoids all those problems, especially in cooler weather where you have fogging of the lens. There's nothing worse than losing your vision. So finally, with the visor, while I think about it, the field of vision of these is just incredible. It's a helmet that's probably got the highest field of vision. When you put this on, the way it's designed that you're in the tuck position, which is more or less like that. So that's why these helmets aren't really designed for touring. Touring style bikes tend to have a more upright position, and you'll find there's more buffeting on a helmet like this. It's designed to be hitting the wind at an angle like that, so that therefore when you are in a tuck position, you can have really good field of view through the top of the helmet, unlike a lot of other helmets that protrude in this area and restrict the vision. So that's that. I'm just going to go on to comfort. They're pretty true to size. I normally am a medium in most other helmets like Arrows, HJC, Nolan. In this particular helmet, I'm a medium large. They feel fantastic when they're on. Because they're so light, they just have this feeling like it's not even there, which is really important with riding, especially if you're doing faster style riding or advanced style riding techniques, or you're on the track. You want something that's going to be fitting you perfectly, and these helmets are just like that. When you put them on, you don't even feel that they're actually there. So comfort, it's not really a touring helmet. As I said, you could use it, I suppose, but it's really designed for a sports bike application. So that's that. So some of the features, they have incredible ventilation. So I'll talk about that first. Unlike the Pista GPRs, these you can actually open and close the vents. So on the top here's little toggles. So you just pull them back, and even with gloves on, you can work those toggles pretty easily. There's another one in the middle here, as you can see. And under the chin bar here, on the inside, there's the little switch, which is a little bit hard to get to. That applies the front vent, as you can probably see as I'm doing that. A little bit harder to get to with the glove, that front one. So I generally just have that open or closed before I even ride. And then at the back, there's some exhaust ports which allow the air to flow through the helmet and out. That's something that is just left open all the time. Awesome aggressiveness looking, like, I mean, how good do they look? They're probably my favorite. I've got a few helmets, and these are probably my favorite from looks point of view. They're just so aggressive, and they just look so good. Typical Italians, they really are on top as far as looks are concerned in anything that they do. So we'll talk about the aerodynamics of it. The aerodynamics of it, when you're traveling at, say, 100 plus kilometers an hour, with your head in that position where it's down a little bit, you hardly feel the helmet's weight at all on your head. It's incredible. It's like it's not even there. If you have it in that position, you can feel the buffeting, but as soon as you turn your head in the correct position for the bike you're on, you'll find they're just superb. What else? Some of the other good features, what I really like about it, it's an extremely safe helmet. It's got emergency rescue pull tabs underneath, as you can see. If you needed to get this off quickly after an emergency, or they regard you serious enough to have these pulled, they're very easy. You just pull these tabs here, little red tabs here on one side, the other, and it just makes it so much easier to get the helmet off. So it's reassuring to know that the helmet has that feature. So if you do have an accident, it's going to make minimal or less damage to your neck area. So the other things before I sort of go is the spoiler setup here, actually talking about safety, is designed to break off in an accident. Once that hits the ground, these come off, so they're very weakly attached. They're quite strong when you look at them physically, but after a crash, these are designed to come off. You can see the little tabs here, they're not very strong, so the idea is that you don't get this caught as it's running along the bottom of the ground. So they're just a really safe helmet, very well designed. What else have we got? The interior of the helmet can be pulled out and cleaned. It's all very easily, I'm not going to pull it apart, but believe me, there's just a few tabs inside that you pull out. This whole neck roll and the inside is one piece. And then the head piece right at the top there is reversible. So if it's cold weather, it's one way, and if it's hot weather, it's the other. The other thing, I keep mentioning there's plenty of features on this. Some of them, they actually designed the helmet on the side here with a little radius in the shell size to minimize collarbone breakage. In a lot of accidents with motorbikes, the helmets actually, as your head hits the side of your collarbone here, breaks the collarbone. So they've purposely designed the helmet with a bit of a cutout there to give a little bit more clearance to your collarbone. So it minimizes the risk of collarbone damage. So I've spoken about all the pros about the helmet. It's fantastic, it looks great, it cuts through the air, it looks aggressive, it's easy to clean, very reasonably priced. I was actually very lucky with these helmets. I bought this one to my left here for 500 Australian dollars just recently. The one on my right was $700 Australian. So I think that's quite a bargain for a top of the range helmet. So probably talking about the cons, I don't think there's very many. I don't have any affiliation with AGV. I don't want to plug something that I don't believe is true, but this helmet is just fantastic. It's superb. The only thing I can say the cons are is that it's noisy as hell. It's something you really need to wear earplugs with if you're going to be riding on the road. But the way I look at it is if you're going to buy a helmet like this, you're only going to be using it for a couple of hours anyway, so you can probably put up without the earplugs. But in a track environment, you probably have earplugs for sure. And that's about it really. Apart from that, yep, there is one other thing that I found that is a bit of a drawback, and that is there's no detents. So the visor will just open and close like that, but you sort of get used to it. It's got one, you press the button and it just opens just a fraction like that. So it's still actually shut, but it's opened a little bit, so it allows some air and flow through the helmet. So if you feel like you're at a set of lights or something, or you're riding slowly and you need some airflow, you can have it at that position. And then it's easy to lock it in the full position. But otherwise, to open the actual visor, there's no detents. So you may want to open a set of lights, but you'll find that once you ride, that the screen or the visor will just violently shut. That's just the way it's designed. It's actually, I think it's a good thing. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. You can see I'm a bit of a Rossi fan actually. So I'm just going to wrap up a little bit, just showing you the graphics of this helmet. It's beautiful. It's not my favourite. I have another few helmets which I may display in the future, but it's quite unique to have Valentino Rossi's number there, and you can see it's just gorgeous. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my vlog. I hope you tune in again. This is my first go, so I hope you really enjoyed it, and see you next time.